Namaskar. Hello and welcome to 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘆 channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Today I have a new guest, Gurunatha Moksha ji, and he has a new Teerth Yatra initiative. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about a lot of topics that perhaps you are watching or seeing on 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘆 for the first time. Fasten your seatbelts and enjoy this fascinating conversation. Guruji, Namaskar and welcome to 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘆 channel.
Shri Shambho Ramanatha, Namaste, Vanakkam, Nandri.
गुरुनाथ जी, आप तो हमारा दिल छीन लिया. You have really touched our hearts. You are a multilingual person, a man of amazing skills, and you were recently on Sangam Talks also. And Guruji, this Bharatyana that you have planned, this is something that you have envisioned it for some time. It's a Teerth Yatra. You're going to be visiting 108 sthalas, teertha sthalas. Talk to us a little bit about what the goals are, and then we can go into a little bit more details about Kundalini of Bharatmata and so on. The floor is yours, sir. Thank you so much.
Namaste once again. It is not an idea or a thought. This was a clear Aadesh from Sharada Mata and then reiterated by Sharika Mata, both of whom are present in Kashmir. Now, what was shown in the Aadesh was that, the whole land, the holy land of Bharata, which we wake up every day saying Samudra Vasani Devi,
Narayani Namostate.
Yes.
Natyam Karishye Bhudevi.
So we ask for Kshama, her pardon before stepping onto the earth. That is how pavitra, that is how holy our motherland is. Now, another aspect that got added this year to my own consciousness and through you probably to the entire world's or at least the Sanatani's consciousness is that it is also holy because Sakshat Shakti Mata has decided to, place herself or her body at various Shakti Pitas in the Bharata, the land of Bharata. So this is not just holy land because, we believe our ancestors are here, but the Shakti herself, the Shakti, she is scattered all over this Punya Bhumi, isn't it? And this year, on March 22nd, the Sharada Mandir was inaugurated in Teerth, which is like a stone's throw away from the border of or POK, the POK border. And that is where she gave this Aadesh that there is a Sushumna Nadi of Bharatmata. If you can imagine Bharatmata sitting and meditating, you will also be able to visualize a central, a channel kind of a thing, which is the Sushumna Nadi. And you have to imagine this piece of land as Akhanda Bharata, not the present Bharata. Then you might be off by a few degrees. And then, of course, once you're back on ground and you start researching, I found that between 78 degrees and 83 degrees east longitude is the real Sushumna Nadi. Also, pleasantly surprised to find that the standard time of India, which is the Allahabad mean time, also falls in the same Sushumna Nadi. So, and of course, once you have the Sushumna, you also have the chakras and the interlaying, energy points and all the nadis which flow through. And then we spent a lot of time connecting all the Shakti Pitas and why they are in a certain order, why they are scattered the way they are, and deciphering where the chakras are and what we should be doing to bring back the Shakti, the power of Bharata, which is kind of right now gone underground. But you will surely agree that it is time that we awaken the Kundalini Shakti of Bharatmata. And what better and more auspicious time than the coming down of Ramlala himself. And as the pujas begin in Ayodhya for the grand opening of Ramlala Mandir, we start by awakening the Muladhara Chakra, which is located in Sri Lanka. And if you want me to go,
yes, indeed.
fantastic. You've got a beautiful visual aid.
So there is the Muladhara Chakra, viewers. This is the 7 chakras in our human body. That's what Guruji is referring to. Muladhara is the lowest chakra. And then you have these 7 chakras. And viewers, if you want this is a fairly 7 inches by about 2.5 feet. I have 5 or 6 samples. I will, you can get it from my website if you're interested. It's a beautiful, beautiful hanging if you're a practitioner of yoga, because this is what we do in yoga. Guruji, I leave it to you, sir. I just thought you mentioned Muladhara Chakra, and that is right here.
Fantastic. And
Yes.
as you are aware, there are certain characteristics of each chakra. Muladhara, as the word says, is the mula or the lowest chakra. And for our viewers who are not very aware of what this Kundalini is or what chakras mean, let me, if you allow me.
Yes, please.
So it is said that, you or me or any one of us, when we were in our mother's womb, we were growing the fastest, isn't it? So there must be a Shakti, there must be a force which makes this growth happen. This growth, or the life force itself, when we take birth, exhausts both the mother and the child. It's called Prasava Vedana. The childbirth itself is a very tiring affair. So this life force, which is used during the birth, tires itself out. And if you look at the representation of Kundalini Shakti, or the serpent power, as it is called in US, gets tired and it sits in 3.5 coils in the Muladhara, which is right at the tip of your tailbone, the coccyx, right? It is not a physical organ as such. You can't X-ray it or you can't scan it, but you can definitely feel, and if you practice, you can awaken it, and that life force that manufactured you, so to say, in your mother's womb, can be awakened, and it can be, brought upwards. So I'll just give you a small example. When the life force flows through the bottom chakras, flows below, we take birth in the physical form, isn't it? Our mother and father came together, and we are born physically. Now, if you were to take the same life force, which becomes Kundalini, there are various names, Shambhavi, Vaishnavi. Let's not get too much technical into the talk here. But when you take the same Kundalini upwards and you bring it to your Sahasrara, just as you showed in your big, aid. Yeah, if you see, there is, the top one has 1,000 petals. We'll go to what is petals if you want later, but it is sitting on top of your head. Now, if you were to take the life force and ascend above into your Sahasrara, then you give birth to yourself spiritually, and these people are called Dwijas, the twice born. I'm sure you've heard of the word.
Yes.
Dwija. The twice born. Yes. So this is a practice that is used in advanced yoga techniques. We call it Kriya because it involves a combination of both yoga as well as Tantra. Tantra is when you work with Shakti herself directly. As you know, Shakti is again 3 categories, or divided into 3. One is what we call as the Ichha Shakti, the Sankalpa Shakti. The second is the Jnana Shakti, and third is the Kriya Shakti. So when we use the Kriya, and as you evolve, or I like to call involve, evolution is, physical. When a single-celled amoeba becomes a complex human, that is evolution. But now that you and me have acquired a consciousness, you very aptly played 𝗤𝙧 𝙤𝙧. I just love that title, So, wake up to what? Wake up to your own consciousness. No other animal on this planet can actually recognize itself physically forget, we can recognize our own mental status. Not only that, some gifted humans, siddhas, can also read the other person's mind. This is a special power that humans have. Now it becomes the responsibility of each human to go within and do the self-study, the adhyasa, or the what we call as adhyatma is basically atmasya adhyasa, the study of the self, the soul. Now when you do that, you will understand that we are made up of what I call as nadis, or the energy points or the energy channels which move. You've heard of 72,000 nadis and 16,000 main nadis, and Krishna used to do the Ras Leela with all these gopikas. These gopikas are basically the nadis in our body. But finally, it all comes down to three important nadis called the Sushumna, Ida, and Pingala. The male, the female, and the central, channels through which the Kundalini Shakti moves. Now, the same yoga or kriya that we apply onto a human body, we are applying to Bharatyana, the yatra that we are going to start on January 15th. And just as, you've heard of Yatha Pindande, Tata Brahmande, Yatha Brahmande.
Yes, yes.
So, what happens inside the body is exactly what is happening outside of us also. Because we are all connected, you see. We are Advaita. We are basically one, manifesting as so many others. So when we looked at Bharatmata, Bharatmata's Mooladhara is situated. Now, if you will allow me, I would also like to bring in Rama and Ramayana into this conversation.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Because we are also starting it on the same auspicious day as the pujas begin in Ayodhya to usher in Ramrajya, right? The birth of Rama on earth, again, spiritually. So if you look at Ramayana, Ramayana is the journey of Rama, and Rama is the avatar. Everybody knows this. Avatara, the word avatar means one who has descended, who has come down. Come down where? Come down the same channel, the same Sushumna Nadi of Bharatmata. Now, because we have come down, as you know, Sita went underground. The Shakti of Bharata right now is on its way upwards. It is on its resurgent mode. Now, we would like to give more impetus and bring in all the people of Bharata, the Sanatanis, together and move it from Mooladhara upwards. Now, if you look at Mooladhara is a very, very gross chakra. That is the basic chakra. And if you look at Ramayana and compare it with, Mooladhara chakra, you will see that 𝗤𝙭 ki Lanka, as they call it, the golden Lanka, Ravana was all about carnal pleasure, money, coveting someone else's property or wife, as they say, zar zoru zameen. So that is also the qualities of Mooladhara, which is very animalistic. You covet something that you don't have. You would like to, capture something which does not belong to you. And this is where Rama descends and destroys the Mooladhara, because the Kundalini Shakti of Bharata also has to move up. In this case, Sita, who has been abducted by Ravana, is sitting in the Mooladhara, and he brings her back to Ayodhya. Now, in our own journey, we will be moving slowly to Ayodhya and beyond, of course. The Sahasrara being Kailas Manasarovar, finally. And you'll be surprised that all the happenings of Ramayana, 90% of it takes place within this, Sushumna, this 5 degrees, 8 degrees of longitude. The killing of Ravana, where Sita Mata was kept, which is Novara Elia, or if you look at the war zone itself, we have identified 80 places associated with Ramayana in Sri Lanka alone. So anyway, we move up and we are going to Sri Lanka via boat, crossing the sea, just like Rama did, but this time in a very friendly manner. And once we have awakened the Mooladhara, we fly back because most of the rishis who are accompanying us do not have international licenses. But once we land in India, we bike our way for 11,000 kilometers, right? And that is how the yatra moves. The yatra moves on bikes because this is kind of an Ashwamedha for us, and bikes are the modern Ashwas now, isn't it?
True.
So we move into Rameshwaram, where if you look at the Kundalini Kriya Yoga or the Shakchakra Nirupana or any of the texts that deal with Kundalini Shakti, between the Mooladhara and the Swadhisthana, which is the second chakra, lies a karmic knot, which is called the Brahma Granthi. Between these two chakras lies a knot. That knot is basically, I think, because when people talk about chakras, they do not usually mention the knot. The knot has to be opened for the Kundalini to move upwards to the Swadhisthana. In the Vishnu Granthi, in the Brahma Granthi, myself, I am the creator of my life. There is a dissociation with the Parab Tattva, the Parabrahma Tattva, and people or the person who is at that level of Kundalini thinks that I am doing everything. There is a lot of me and association with myself, even though they don't know who the self is. So that is opened by what is called as the establishment of a Swayambhu Linga, which we will be doing in Rameshwaram. If you compare what happened in Ramayana at Rameshwaram, the story unfolds itself. There, even though Rama, who is in our tradition none other than a Bhairava of Shiva, we have this shlokam that we recite, and our children, our students also say it every day. Shivascha hridayam Vishnuhu, Vishnuscha hridayam Shivaha, yatha Shivamayor Vishnuhu, evam Vishnumaya Shivaha. What that means is, in the heart of Vishnu resides Shiva, in the heart of Shiva resides Vishnu. Where there is Vishnu, there is Shiva, and where there is Shiva, there is Vishnu. I will give you a modern day example for the viewers in case they are getting confused as to how is this possible. You will look at Vishnu. Vishnu is what we call as the preserver, isn't it? Which means movement. What is the Jagat? 𝗤𝙤𝙤𝗕, that which is moving. So he is the one who is creating the movement, the preserver of the movement. And who is Shiva in the Trinity? And we are not talking about the Para Bhairava, the Para Tattva. We are talking about the normal Trinity Shiva, where Shiva is the destroyer, right? Preserver and destroyer. Now let us take the example of a motor car. When you drive a car, the car is moving, which is action, which is preservation of movement. But is that possible without burning up of the fuel inside the engine? So something has to be destroyed. The fuel has to be destroyed for the car to move forward. So how can you separate Vishnu and Shiva, the preserver and the destroyer? If you look at your own, I'm guessing that you're from Tamil Nadu,
Yes,
which you are from. See, yes. So if you look at the Nataraja statue at Chidambaram, in one hand, he's got the Damaru, which is also the symbol of creation. In the other hand, he's got fire, which is the symbol of destruction. And as you know, CERN, the laboratory, or CERN,
Switzerland, yeah.
Switzerland also has the Nataraja statue.
Yes.
And how is the Nataraja depicted in the Sanskrit, what do you call them, the shlokas or sutras? Prabhavapyayav. The creation and the destructions happen simultaneously. One hand creation, one hand destruction. So they are not separate from each other. So if you look at Rameshwaram, Rama is creating a Shivalinga as if he is separate from, he knows he is Vishnu avatar, but he is creating a separate linga to show the world that they are also separate. It's all Leela, it's Rama Leela. So to show the world that he is separate from Shiva, this is exactly what happens if the Rudra Granthi is not opened. Me and my maker will look different. Rama and Shiva will look different. I and the Parabrahma will look different. So there, once we open the what we call as the Janamanas, the Chitti of Bharata, will also open itself and connect itself to the spiritual leader that Bharat Mata is. She is also the Vishwa Mata, isn't it? Then we move forward. Of course, we travel because Tamil Nadu has so many Shakti Pithas and so many beautiful temples. We wanted, that is why, to visit 108 temples on our way to, this 𝗤𝙗𝙗 Chakra. So we will be going through Kanyakumari. Of course, we will also be visiting Trivandrum, Ananta Padmanabha Swami temple. Then we will be going to some of the Murugan temples, the Kanchi Kamakshi temple, also Puducherry, Pondicherry, and Chennai, Tirupati, and so many beautiful temples before reaching the Swadhisthana Chakra, which is in Chamundeshwari Hill in Mysore. And as you know, Swadhisthana means Swa Aristhana, the rightful place of the Kundalini. But sadly, like I said, she gets tired and she falls down. So once you reach the Swadhisthana Chakra, and that is awakened, if you look at the Chamundeshwari story, you will see that she completely destroys Mahishasura, represented by a buffalo head. All the tamas, the three gunas, the sattva, rajas, and tamas, the tamo guna has to be left behind for us to do any kind of meaningful work as humans. You agree to that? So here, once the Swadhisthana Chakra is awakened, the tamas, the tamo guna, the laziness, the lethargy, this procrastination that we find in the whole Bharatiya system, hopefully with the blessings of Guru and Mata, is destroyed once and for all, and we bounce back to the original state that Bharata belongs to. Bharata has, of course, been a very relaxed or a chilled out place, but it has never been tamasic, which is happening right now. So hopefully we destroy the tamo guna, and then we proceed further, covering a lot of Shakti Pithas in Karnataka, including Sringeri. Of course, we visit Hampi, which is a very important center for Ramayana also. Hampi is the old Kishkindha. It also hosts the Janma Bhumi of Anjaneya Hanuman, and we pay our respects there. And if you look at Bharat Mata's Kundalini, you will find that this Hampi Pradesha, or the Hampi Kshetra, falls in the Manipura Chakra. Manipura Chakra is also one of the biggest chakras in Bharat Mata's Kundalini also. And if you look at that, you will find that it is a very big chakra with a lot of space. Of course, here I think it is represented in as a wall hanging. But if you do your own Kundalini awakening, you will find it is the solar
plexus.
Chakra. Yeah. The solar plexus is also included. And here on the Bhumi of Bharata, this chakras, Kendra Bindu, is Sri Shailam, where there is Brahmaramba Devi, as well as it is also Jyotirpitha. It also has a Jyotirlinga, which is Sri Shailam Mallikarjuna. So only two places in the entire system of Bharata. One is the Sahasrara, where Kailasa and Manas Shaktipeeth both lie together. Of course, Manas Shaktipeeth is not a temple. It is Manas Gangotri lake itself, and it is said that the Shakti resides inside the lake. And Kailasa, which is there. So you will find Shiva and Shakti residing at the Sahasrara of Bharata, as well as the Manipura Chakra of Bharata. So once we awaken the Manipura Chakra, you will understand that the Shiva Shakti will come together. Acha, what happens in this place in Ramayana? In this place, Rama actually loses his Shakti. Sita is abducted. She becomes Vaidehi. She leaves the body, Videha. She comes out of the body of Rama. of Bharatmata itself. So once Rama loses his Shakti, he flows below the Manipura Chakra. Between Manipura Chakra and the Anahata Chakra, which is the heart chakra, lies another Granthi. This Granthi, if you look at that, in between the solar chakra and the heart chakra, the Anahata, lies a Granthi called the Vishnu Granthi. This is where, precisely, if you look at the Ramayana, there is a place called Parnashala, which is very close to Bhadrachalam, which is in Telangana. Even Srisailam is in Telangana, Bhadrachalam is also in Telangana, where the actual abduction is said to have taken place. Now, of course, if you look at Ramayana and places associated with Ramayana, you will find that except for Ayodhya and a few other places, there are multiple places claiming that this particular incident happened here. For example, in Nashik, which is in Maharashtra, there they claim that Mata Sita was abducted from here. And similarly, Bhadrachalam also claims that the abduction took place here. Last year we did a program called Rom Ramayana. Atalji used to recite a poem called Rom Mein Basa Hai Ram. In every iota of Bharat lies Ram or Ramayana or one of these associations with Sri Ram. Now, what we found, because we found 880 odd places associated with Ramayana last year when we did the whole yatra, it is my own, it became gochara to me, or I became aware of the fact that there are multiple Ramayanas which are in our active memory. There are 13 different Ramayanas which have taken place in 13 different Manvantaras and Yugas that we as humans today in this great land of Bharata remember. So the Ramayanas must have happened at different places in different yugas. For example, one of the most expensive real estate of Bharata, you will agree with me, is South Bombay.
Yes.
Yes. There is a place called Walkeshwar.
Yes.
I'm sure you're aware of it, right?
Yes.
Walkeshwar is actually an apabhransha or a broken form of Balukeshwar. Balu means sand. Just like Rameshwaram has a sand linga made by Rama, Walkeshwar is also a sand linga made by Rama. So one of the most expensive, real estate is also touched by Rama. Now, where is Mumbai? Where is Ayodhya? Where is Sri Lanka? This might be a separate Ramayana that happened in one of those yugas. So we have traced several Ramayana maps, which is another story in itself. So if you look at, coming back to Bhadrachalam, because Bhadrachalam falls in the same Sushumna Nadi that we are talking about, 78 degrees east to 83 degrees east, that is the point which is said to be the place where the abduction of Sita Mata happened. And once we go a little further up, in our own yatra, we will be fusing these two, Shakti and Shiva, or Rama and Sita together, which will happen at Dantewada, which is in Chhattisgarh. That is also a Shakti Peeth where the heart of Bharata resides. If you look at Bharata, you will also understand the heartbeat of Bharata can only be in deep jungle in Dandakaranya. Today's Chhattisgarh is more or less the Dandakaranya of all the Puranas that we read. And even today, it is very well protected forest, right? Now, if you look at why this Anahata Chakra happens there and why Ramayana itself takes place in a vana, in a forest, you must ask yourself this question, each one of us must ask ourselves, why did the avatara of Vishnu decide to go to Vanavasa? Why go to the forest? Because he is the original protector of Vanavasis and Vana. Why did he go? He goes into the forest, and if you remember that there is a long dialogue between Sita and Sri Ram about why are you carrying, you're a rishi now, you're in vana, you're in forest, you've become a vanvasi, why are you carrying your weapons? Why do you need the bow and arrow? Why do you need all the astra shastras? There Rama clearly tells Sita, I am carrying these weapons because I am a kshatriya who has come here to protect the forest and the vanavasis. The original protector. And if you see the sad political situation of Bharata today, Rama is considered to be enemy number one of the vanavasis by the so-called left and left media. The person who came to the forest to protect forest, who is environmental friendly, who is going up and down Bharata, protecting the forest from all these Rakshasas belonging to Ravana and his gang, is being today called a symbol of Manuvada and all. So here we must understand that the heart of Bharatmata is pumping deep in the jungles. And once we have awakened the Anahata Chakra, we must, I think, also bring it to the forefront, the Chitti of Bharata, the, Janmanas, the larger consciousness of Bharatiya Sanatanis, that we are Prakriti Aradhakas. We are worshippers of nature. And this is what Ramrajya is about. Maybe we can also ask the current dispensation or ask the friendly parties who are friendly towards Sanatana Dharma to create a policy of at least 50% forest, because we need it. Humans need it more than the animals or trees. We need it to survive. I was recently in Delhi. Shriji, you will not believe, it is impossible to have a decent whiff of breath in Delhi. What have we done? It reminded me, surprisingly, the name Delhi comes from Dhavala Nag. Delhi is sitting on the white Nag. And maybe, in my own imagination, this Nag was throwing out all the poison. And that is what we are breathing. It has the worst, air in the world. That is the capital of Bharata. It's just unacceptable that we have created a situation where we can't even breathe properly. So once the Anahata is awakened, the heart chakra of Bharatmata is awakened, I think the popular consciousness should be to understand man-land relationship. We are no more colonized. We don't have to exploit natural resources to make somebody rich. We are no more ruled by Sharia laws who do not understand the governance of forests and, villages. If you look at Sharia law, they were all made in deserts. It's a desert religion. They don't have villages there. They have one oasis around which there is a king and his, royal court. And then there are Bedouin. You tax the Bedouin, you take soldiers from them, and this is how you run your country. But this is India. Bharata is not like that. We are a nation of villages, integrating the greenery, the forest, the Prakriti around us. Hopefully, we will be able to bring that part into the Janmanas, into the Chitti of Bharatmata, into the consciousness. Of course, we move further into the Vishuddhi Chakra, which is in Chitrakoot. Chitrakoot, as you know, is a place where the Anahata Chakra, the blue chakra, the third chakra, also called the throat chakra. This is where, if you look at it, if you see a triangle with a small dot in it, this is where the throat, the Vani, the words come out. And this is also the place that Rama spent 12 years with the rishis and rishikas and Atri Maharishi, Anasuya Mata. The whole 12 years or 14 years he spent there. And once we awaken the Bharat Mata's, Vishuddhi Chakra, the ghosha of the Vedas, the sound of the Vedas, the silence of the Tantras, the Vanis of the Rishis, all this will start flowing outward. And in my mind, they're enveloping the entire world. The wisdom of Bharata, the Bharata Tattva. This is where she slowly, Bharat Mata, transforms into Vishwa Mata. Isn't our mother the first guru? The dream of
Yes.
making Bharatmata the Vishwa Guru starts when the world starts seeing her as Vishwa Mata. She's the mother of all. And how else will she be recognized as the mother, if not by the lullaby of the Veda Ghoshas, the beautiful intonations of Sanskrit shlokas and stotras, the wisdom of the rishis spreading all over the world. From there, of course, we move a little northwards towards Prayagraj, the Triveni Sangam. We also visit Kashi. Then we visit, the birthplace of Sita Mata, which is Sitamarhi in Bihar. We go to Patna also. We go to Janakpur, which is the hometown of Janaki, Sita Mata in Nepal. And we also travel to Kathmandu, which is the capital of Nepal. And then we come further south towards Ayodhya, covering Gorakhpur and Devi Patan. Initially, we had thought of awakening the Adnya Chakra. The Adnya Chakra is also called the Master Chakra, which controls. Yes. If you see, it has got two petals. Yes. It's got two petals, and the tilak that we wear, the bindi that every Sanatani Hindu lady Mata keeps, is a reminder of the Adnya Chakra, which is the master organ. This eye is actually an eye which is directed inside. Like these two eyes are directed outside. Outside vision comes to us. It is the doorway between me and the outside world. The Adnya Chakra is a doorway between me and me, the observer. When we say Sakshatkar, Sakshi and Akara, the Akara, the shape of the Sakshi, the witness inside you. Who is the witness? So once you ask this question, who is the witness? You must travel within and you must see with your third eye, with your Jnana Chakshu, with your Agnya Chakra open, who the witness is and have the Sakshatkara of Satya, of truth. Right? So once we were planning to do that, but then we've got an Aadesh saying, keep it for phase 2, because Ayodhya lies between the Vishuddhi and the Agnya, and there is a very tough Granthi. That Granthi is called Rudra Granthi. Yes, the Rudra Granthi has to be opened, and this lies in Ayodhya, where the Rudra, the avatara of Shiva, flows down and takes birth, in our case, as Rama. So there we establish a linga called Itaralinga, and we plan to have a grand closing ceremony of the first pada. In the second pada, the Agnya Chakra and the Sahasrara, both of which are not in the current political Bharata. One is in Nepal, Bhageshwari, Nepalganj, and the other one is in Kailash, which is Tibet, governed by China. So these two chakras will be in the second pada or phase 2. At Ayodhya itself, we have invited our beloved Pradhan Mantri to be the chief guest. Hopefully, he will agree to be there. And we are going to conduct a Rama Paduka Darbar, because all this energy that has been created, all the Kundalini Shakti of Bharatmata that has been awakened has to be channelized somewhere. If you know the wisdom of Vedas, even when you offer an ahuti of ghee or a samit, you say, this is for you, Lord Shiva, Vishnu, whoever. Idam namama namama, it is not for me. So this Kundalini Shakti that is awakened is not for any one of us, but it is for Rama Rajya, Sri Rama Rajya. And we are going to request that Bharatmata displays or gives her ichha and blesses Bharata with Sri Rama Rajya. And till he comes, may this great, ancient, timeless Sanatana land keep the Padukas of Sri Rama on the throne of Bharata and rule this country just like brother Bharata did. So whether it is Pradhan Mantri Modi ji, or he becomes president tomorrow, or somebody else adorns that position, will derive the power of Sri Rama Padukas and then rule this nation, so that our great nations remain as a Vishwamata, as the Vishwaguru. This is briefly how we envisioned, or how the Aadesh of Bharatyana herself is. I think I ran into a very long monologue. Please,
No, no,
Ayodhya.
no. I am completely mesmerized. It's it's a fantastic discourse, and I wish you all the best and best of luck in doing this yatra. And you have two phases, like you said. Kailash is something that all of us aspire to go at least once in our lifetime. So very, very pleased to know that this is going to happen in time. And Gurunaji, it's a wonderful way to look at this whole thing. Bharat Mata's Kundalini is being awakened. It's a source of energy, and its potential will be unleashed. And these are very fundamental requirements, because there is so much negativity that needs to be all, we have to dust it off from our brains and hearts and move forward as a single, Bharat Varsh. And we are all Sanatanis to start with. And this is what the world needs today, with the spiritual leadership that Bharat can provide. Thank you very much, Gurunathji. And viewers, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and do follow. I will be following this yatra as it starts, and clearly we will be having some snippets as and when things happen. So do stay tuned for us. And thank you once again, Gurunathji. And I also should thank Vedanandji for helping making this happen. There were a few misses, but hopefully from here on, anytime, Gurunathji, you feel like expressing a thought, please let me know, and I'll be happy to, invite you back. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure and honor to be on P Gurus. Ayerji, it's always a pleasure. We will be in touch. And also through you, we would like to appeal people to visit our website. If that is okay with you, I will.
Yes, please, sir. Please.
You can visit our website, Bharatyana. So I am a South Indian, so we have called it Yana. Not even though we say Bharatyan, it is BharatYana. So Bharat of India of the North, who don't have the H there.
Yes,
Bharat of the North, and Yana, Yana of the South. We thought it was a beautiful.
Very inclusive. Very
yes,
inclusive.
Yes.
So that is the website, viewers. Do visit it, and you will be giving updates. You can visit Swamiji, Gurunathji, when he is coming by your town or village, wherever. And this is an excellent opportunity to be part of this, because he will be carrying that Kundalini with him. Thank you once again. Namaskar.
We'll be carrying the Padukas also, Ayerji. We'll be carrying Rama Padukas, which we have been worshipping for the last 20 years at our ashram. So we are following the Padukas actually.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful, sir. Jai Ho. Namaskar.
Shambho Rama.